Justin. Up and running. Up and running, up and running. Just in time. Making post office payments for last night's auctions. The mail was late. Something's wrong with the Yahoo mail server this morning. Got it done, just in time. I don't need this anymore. The sponsor, yeah. Excuse me. Well, what are we doing this morning? There's a few things going on this morning. Today's Thursday, it's a normal day. Cameron should be here today, coming in around the normal time, 8:40. I need his help. We've got a show and tell, a heavy show and tell this morning. A heavy show and tell. I've got some miscellaneous jobs to do. I've got to check some prints. I've got to make a new board for the lettering for the November print. This is not the print, this is just one of their quick test proofs. But they need me to get the name label ready. So let's get going on it. I need a registration mark first. It's been busy, crazy busy the last little while. We're totally in the middle of our autumn season. But it's been nuts, absolutely nuts. Oops, got that crooked. Oops. We're down from last year. The sales volume is quite a bit down from last year. And that sounds like a big problem, a big disaster. It's not. It's that last year was a very, very special year for us. That the documentary movie was playing all around the world on the airplanes. And we didn't know, we knew about the plane, but we thought the growth was just Mokohankan's growth was spectacular growth. And we are growing, but there was a spectacular bump last year. So this year we're way down from that. We're still growing year on year, but last year was a special bump. So it's a little bit sad for us to look at each month's sales and find it's lower than last year, but it's not a tragedy. So. But we're still busy. What's the comments here? Paper out. Yes, paper is out. Paper is out. 3 packs. Suga-san is doing a batch of the Hero Rests. She's also working on, the JJ11 print that you see here. And Rei-chan is working on some of the gift prints. We're going to be opening the gift print page any day now. In fact, maybe later this afternoon, the gift print page might be opening. I'll be talking about that with Cameron when he gets here. And there's going to be a flood of orders this year on the gift page. So who's here? The usual suspects. Good morning, guys. Hi. Fabiola-san from Spain. She's back home now. She left just before the typhoon got here, or just after the typhoon got here. It was fun having her. She did a beautiful job on her new print. She learned a lot here, I think. Although I felt a bit. I wasn't able myself to spend a whole lot of time with her, but the girls upstairs chatted with her and showed her stuff and answered her questions. But I myself, I'm sorry, I didn't have much to do with her work here. I was just too busy downstairs. Yeah, the gift print. The test is done. I have a copy of the test print right here. And if you ask me nicely, we'll show it to you. I gotta get this done first. Just let me get this done first. we've had 3 test batches so far. Suga-san did a quick test batch from the blocks right away. Then Dei-chan chimed in and did another test batch. And we sat there, was it yesterday morning, we went through these things carefully, trying to decide what to do. I touched up the blocks in a bunch of places. I did a bit of recarving. And then yesterday afternoon, Dei-chan did another test print. And we are good to go. We are good to go. I still actually need to do some more retouching on the blocks because a few more things came to light when she did yesterday's tests. But it looks good. We are good to go. And what we've done with this is on what was it, on Monday. On Monday we had lots of staff. They were all coming in because they had been away for the typhoon. So there was lots of staff on Monday. So I stayed upstairs for the most part. And I printed the first 150 sheets of the batch for the test print on the key block, even though we weren't finished the proofing. So I printed the first 150 Monday all by myself. And they're split into 2 packs of 75. And Dei-chan starting today is going to do her 75. And Suga-san will start tomorrow, the day after, do another 75. And that'll be enough for the first week's orders or so. And then next Tuesday, on our day off, I will do another 150 sheets of the key block. That's the way we're going to do this. The girls are scared of this one. So I do the key block, and they're going to do the color blocks. I'm just preparing this Jushiban, this polymer plate. I won't be printing it this morning. I'm just preparing it. Suga-san will be using it herself upstairs. How did my arm feel after 150 prints? Nothing. It's peaceful work. It's a key block printing. I used for that job, I used our absolute flattest barren. There's no bumpiness on it. It's a barren that was given to me by the printer Seki-san. He's long dead now. He gave it to me in way back. It would be 1989. He had read a newspaper story about me. And invited me over to his home to see him. I had gone, and he played the part of the famous old guy helping the young guy here, and he was he had a pretty big ego, like some other people around here do, and he felt really highly of himself, and he showed off wherever he could. He was a real show-off, and part of the showing off on the day when I visited him back in whatever summer of 1989 or something. Actually, it was 1990 after the first exhibition. He had seen a note about my first exhibition and whatever. So anyway, he was really showing off, and he gave me a ton of stuff. He gave me some of the prints that were on his workbench. He gave me some of the reject copies that he had done from work from other publishers. He gave me bags of pigments. He really sort of showed off his benevolence there. And among the things he gave me was a coil for my barren. There was the rest of it was all gone. It was just the coil. And it was totally, absolutely, totally worn out. Completely useless. So he thought. But it's not useless because it's so delicate and worn out and delicate and flat. It's perfect for printing things like the hair box. And I've been using it ever since then. And that's the one that came into play for this block. So I'm trying to do 2 things at once here. Any news from Oma? Yeah, the staff was in there. Was it yesterday or the day before? They're okay. They said the house is fine. I know. No leaks, no mess, no trouble. They had closed the shutters before going that last evening before the typhoon. So we were okay. They said it's okay. So we came through this typhoon very, very well. We were really, really lucky. We are in a very low-lying area of Tokyo here. They don't call it Shitamachi for nothing. Right, I think we're good to go. Let's leave this. That's not for Susan. She's going to come in and pick it up, and she will be printing her version of this. This is just she's doing one of her test part with you. Not even all the colors in there yet. So. Yeah, the only house came through okay, quite to my surprise. Okay, let's get going with what's next. Here we go. Here is Lei Chan's test print from yesterday. I'm really, really happy with what she's done. This girl is okay. Zoom in here. Here we go, here we go, here we go. I am so happy with this. So happy with this. The girls said, you got to be kidding. We can't do this. They said, you got to be kidding. And here we are. Here we are. There's a few things that need to be touched up, the blocks. As you notice, look at this. There's the Hakama block. I've got to trim this corner because it's sticking up a little bit. And there's leaves. What I screwed up here, I didn't carve the leaves wrong. I carved the background block wrong. I have no idea why this happened, but that's a millimeter too short. I did that by drawing the lines on the block. So this print is going to end up actually 1 millimeter. It's supposed to be 15, and from color to color it's supposed to be 14, but it's not. It's 13.9 to the, oops. It's only 13.9 to this line. It's supposed to be 14. So when I carved the background block, I screwed up. Totally screwed up. So the leaves are okay, but the background block is too short. So I'm going to today, before they start their main printing, I will trim off the leaves. And it means her hair is going to stick out a tiny, tiny little bit over the back. Tragedy. But my God, the rest of it is so nice, so nice, so nice. We've got just the right balance between this gradation and the flowers. They've done a beautiful gradation. Just these kids. 2 leaves missing color under the flower. Yeah, there is what we call horinuki. I forgot. Cut. This thing here should be a leaf. That should be my main focus here. This thing should be a leaf. And whatever, if I get a minute, I guess I'll put it in there. If I don't get a minute, I won't. Whatever, I don't know. The hair, look at this. The eyes are open. So I did the key block here. They tried and struggled with the key, and they weren't able to get it just right. We weren't able to get it right. So it's okay now. I'm going to do the key block and the head, and they're going to do all the rest of the colors. So I did oh, look at that. There's also another place here. I've got to cut this off. Can you see it? The triangle shape of her underclothing comes down a bit too far. So there's 1, 2, 3, possibly 4 places I have to fix. Then the other question is the price. What are we going to do? The gift prints, for all the years now, the gift prints have always been $30. And that's not going to happen this year. It's absolutely not going to happen this year. This is going to be, it's going to be 40. It's going to be $40. And there's just no way. There's no way. I have to pay these girls. We can't pay the price. I was paying 600 yen for the other ones. There's no way. We have to pay much more. So. Anyway, there it is. There's, what's this? Should be sold at a discount. Because it's so small, yeah. Okay. So I'm going to scan this later this afternoon. What I'll do is, rather than wait for another perfect copy to come off their blocks, I'll scan this, and in Photoshop I will fix those tiny mistakes in Photoshop. We'll get this on the website later this afternoon, and we're going to be up and running. There's no other workshop would dare to do this. The other thing is that once we get the main version back in print, we've got the larger version, the normal version of this. Once we get it back in print, will anybody want that now that they can have the smaller version? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. That girl Day-chan, she came to us from Hong Kong. We're having real trouble getting a visa for her. She's on a student visa and went to Japanese language school. And we've tried to get her a real visa, but it doesn't work. The government opened up for immigration quite a lot this last couple of years. And they announced a while ago 14 new categories where you can apply for this and be allowed to come into Japan. And they're looking for people that can do stuff like general construction work, digging ditches, and working in hotels, and nursing care homes, and stuff like this. The things that Japan is desperately short of labor for. So those 14 categories, they're allowing people to come in, working visas. But it doesn't include stuff like us, traditional work. It's just not on their radar. And we've pleaded, we've begged and pleaded, we've written letters, I've written to the immigration people, we've just done what we can do, and it's just silence. When the application form goes in, if it doesn't fit their absolute criteria exactly, nursing care, nope. Construction, nope. Working in a 7-Eleven. They're bringing in tens of thousands of people to work the cash registers at 7-Eleven. And we can't get a visa for her. And look what she just did. I don't want to talk about it. Another question, what's this? The key line, blah, 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 what? The key line, is the key line on the further sleeve supposed to stop where it is? What are we looking at here? Oh, you mean this line? That's the original, actually. That's the original. It does not, it's on, there's something else that's different from the original on this one. In fact, that's a bit of a hard copy. They're going to be, here we go. This maybe is a bit better. The key, these are the first 3 or 4 copies I did when I was working on Tuesday. The key line's a bit too dark. They're going to be fainter. I know when you saw me cutting the key lines some other a few weeks ago, I said I was going to be putting lots of scratch brushing and kasure and scratching in, and I did in the hair. The hair is scratched and scratched. But when I tried doing a test on part of the actual body lines, the scaling doesn't work. The other original lines are a bit thicker, a bit more body, and you could scratch them and touch them up and beat them up and look like dirty brush strokes. When they become too thin, you can't do that. Scratching, I tried an area of it, where is it? Somewhere down here, and it just didn't work. It just starts to dissolve the line. So I didn't do the scratching, and I didn't make it all faint and broken up. So that's the original. The original, it comes down here and it scratches out and dissolves to nothing. So I just copied it. I don't know, you think it looks strange like this, maybe if the line was there, it would look better. But anyway, it's not a mistake. It's not a mistake. You're saying, get that woman a cash register. What we've done is, Chon-san, her partner, of course, his visa, even though he's carving for us, I shouldn't talk about this too much online, whatever. Anyway, he's helping us with the Chinese customers doing interpretation for all the Chinese customers in the shop. So yes, this is what we're doing. All of our Chinese customers in the shop. All one a year. And having her work at 7-Eleven and come here, it doesn't matter. The 7-Eleven controls the immigration. We can't cooperate with those guys. That's controlled by the corporation. It's not controlled by the individual 7-Eleven people, of course. Staff is sent to them from the headquarters. All right, let's do a little bit of real work. Where am I? Let's zoom in here. Is that in focus? I can't see it. Okay, looks good. Octotext. You're going to enjoy today's show and tell. It's a heavy, heavy, heavy show and tell. It's sitting on Cameron's desk here right now. He's going to say, "What have you bought now?" And today's show and tell is a bit unusual in that normally we show you some old prints, whatever, that's just sort of, it's a little bit cool or nice or interesting for the collection, whatever. When I bought the stuff for today's, when I bought the stuff, that we're going to show up today, I'm thinking this is going to be something useful for our business. I'm going to see. We'll see. Also, anybody notice how quiet it is out there? I've got the door closed today and I can't keep the door open. It's chilly out there today. No way can I keep the door open, not without putting a heavy sweater on. Is it busier out there? So many people walking by? What day is it today? It's Thursday. Nothing special going on today out there. It's a reminder for me too. I've been putting off that one. It's been about 10 days since I've updated anything. I've got to get some more work done on that one. We're due for an update. Have I missed the conversation? What's going on here? Oh, do. I'm not plagued by cats. We've got a pretty good bunch of we've got a pretty good bunch of entries now. They're still coming in, and after I do another update, when maybe the first 2 prints are ready, we'll need more, because for some of the later images in this series, I'm still shy of quality entries, but also the video clock is not ticking. It's been 6 weeks or so since we uploaded another video. Cameron's got a bunch of stuff prepared for me, but I haven't had time to look at it. So he's not upset about this, but he's kind of he would really like it if I got around to that work. Will I do a video for the gift print? We're not planning that. I know we've done the It's Not Garbage print. What am I going to do? Just redo that same thing all over again? I don't know. I don't think so. We'll scan it nicely. It'll go on the website. Camera will Instagram it, of course. I guess we're going to do a mailing about it. We're really not very on top of that. We have a mailing list, you know, the email addresses of all the people who've done business with us over the years, of course, you know. And that's in MailChimp. And I guess probably we haven't used it for a year or something. Last year's gift print, maybe. We announced it through an email mailing. I really don't like using that thing, you know. I get so much spam email myself that I don't like sending emails. Here's our new stuff, buy it. I really don't want to do that, so. I mean, we'll do this next year. We'll send out next week. We'll send out the announcement. The 2019 gift print is ready. But I really, really don't like doing that. I got one from Jed the other day. He's doing some kind of limited edition, something or other, and I don't know. I guess it's okay. Let your fans know what's happening. It's okay, but what's the difference between this and spam? You know, I don't know. If you want that item, it's good. If you don't want that item, it's just spam. You know, so. But yeah, we'll do it. It's a normal thing. You know. I think it's a fine line, letting people know about updates to our website, for example, or buy this now. You know. Yeah, Jed's having fun with the new stuff, you know. He's really, you know, he's done well with Ukiyo Heroes. It was a wonderful idea, is a wonderful idea. But of course, he doesn't really want to be completely known as the Ukiyo Heroes guy. That's all. He wants to do other work. So in recent months, he's very much more been doing this. He's been exploring a bunch of other ideas that are totally unrelated to Ukiyo Heroes. You know. But there's still very much a Japanese feel to that stuff. I mean, the one he did with the little girl, is it a girl or boy? I don't know. And the foxes. There's some sort of Japanese armor involved. I guess there's some kind of Japanese ethics still involved. I don't know. Or is that just a Jet style? I don't know. But yeah, it's interesting to see other work. And that people are seeming to be reacting well to it. You know. that's one more column down, right? Let's turn it over here. I think I've got it all. There's going to be lots of adjustments necessary, as we've said before. I can't see some of these complicated here. So that's one more column, so let's rough out the next column. There's lines here too that are not actual part of the calligraphy. This line here, it's just a mark on the wood. It looks like I'm carving away calligraphy. I know what I meant to ask was, is Ken here today in the talking? Ken Hallett, are you here today? I don't see your name here. Soka Soka. Oh, it is. Ken Hallett is here today. So, got the email from her the other day. I got an email, was it yesterday morning or 2 days ago? I got an email from Ken Hallett, or somebody called Ken Hallett. And it didn't seem to make much sense. But, like, thanks for the visit. It was nice meeting you yesterday. And I'm like, sometimes what happens in the shop is people do come in who have been here before and who I don't recognize. It does happen, this. Someone will come in and they were here 1 year, 2 years, 3 years ago, and yeah, whatever. So when I got the mail from Ken the other day, who said, "Hey, Dave, it was cool yesterday to see you again. Thanks for the welcome." And I'm like, oh my God, did he actually come in yesterday and I didn't match the face with the name, because lots of people have come in and I don't know who they are, or some people that come in and I remember I've seen them, but I don't remember the name. I can't put it together. And we talk and we chat and we do this and out they go. I'm like, who was that? And I'm not really sure. So when I got the message from Ken the other day, he said, yeah, thanks. It was really cool to see you again yesterday, or whatever it was. Oh, hello, Cameron-san. Good morning, good morning.
The DVD player?
Oh, the DVD player. Don't tell him about the show.
Ah, sorry.
That's the show and tell. You just gave it away. A DVD player, Cameron.
DVD
Oh my
player.
God, we've been building up to it for an hour, and you gave it away.
Man.
Hey.
I blew it.
John, I've got you. We were talking about, I got the email the other day from Ken Hallett.
Yes. Oh, yes.
And he said, good to see you yesterday. And I'm thinking, oh my God, he must have been here and I didn't connect the name and whatever. I think I know who Ken is and I think I know what the face is,
Yeah.
but I could have missed it.
Just
All the
missed
chaos
him,
with it.
yeah.
So when I got the email, so it turns out, no, I wrote back to him, Ken, did I miss you yesterday or something? It was an email that iOS sent automatically like 2 years later. Something like this. Let's get back on track. What's it? Cameron's here, as you can see. He's
Yep.
going to take this over.
We're gonna watch a movie on the DVD player. Ooh.
We showed it. We talked about it. We showed it. Cameron hasn't. Where is it?
I haven't seen the final version yet.
Cameron hasn't seen this yet. So here we go. This is Day-chan, and oh my God.
Wow.
Oh my
need a
God.
scan today?
Oh my God. We have it. I want you just abandon the
Okay, see
street.
you later.
Get up there. Go. Look, scan it and throw it over to me because there's a few things I have to. Actually, we'll talk about later because I'm not sure which one of the three is the best.
Okay, cool.
I know the blocks still need adjustment. Look, have a look.
Right.
I know something like this. Look, there's a corner thing needs there.
Ah, okay.
There's some green sticking over.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
some pink coming down. Whatever. But let's just choose which one right now. Which is the one I want to be scanned? I know. Yeah, the one that's on top.
Okay. I'm on top.
Scan it. The usual upside down thing.
Yep.
Throw me the file and
Down. 4,000 DPI. Just kidding.
4,500 should do it.
500,
Whatever. Yeah. Over to you, sir.
Morning, everyone. Oh, 2 more cameras.
Yeah, the point I was trying to make was that it turned out that what happened with Ken, and in the later emails we sent back and forth,
Right.
he had apparently upgraded his iOS from 12 to 13 or something, and it had sent out a bunch of emails that had been in his drafts file or something for like a couple of years. And that could be a real disaster, and one of those angry letters you're going to write to somebody, and then count to 10, no, just hold on to it, don't send it yet, instead of making trouble. And then your mail program, next time you update, sends it out for you. I mean, thanks.
I did you a favor.
Yeah, right.
How do you prep the wood before carving? John Becker says it has to be planed to a mirror smooth finish, but don't put any products on the wood.
No, that's it. In our case, people that are working with plywood and stuff, that's a different story. And some people have to prep it with glue or this or that, or I don't have any knowledge on that.
Yeah.
But for us, the cherry wood, we do no prep, period. NOPREP, nothing. There was somebody was posting on somewhere, I saw it a few days ago, like soaking it for 2 days, or I don't know where I saw it.
Interesting.
Somebody asked about soaking wood for 2 days. Dave does it this way, and Dave does not do it this way. No, so,
Interesting.
I don't know
No
what that was,
linseed
I'm
oil?
sorry.
Nope, nothing.
no, nothing.
Oils and other products can prevent the water from soaking into the block, which is not what you want.
I
Thanks,
guess
John.
so. I know. I could, if I've done it before. I've rubbed a bit of camellia oil on here just to bring it up a little bit. That's no big deal. There's not enough there to affect the.
You're not soaking it in camellia oil for 2
No,
days.
no.
Or water.
But again, modern people working with different kinds of wood. I have no idea. I don't know anything about that stuff. So I don't know where I saw that. Somebody they were talking about me, and they were talking about soaking wood for 2 days. I don't remember where I saw it.
Interesting. I don't know either.
Just stuff comes by. I see it in my mailbox and look at it, and I just reading email these days is like a video game. It's coming at you, shoot, delete, shoot. Yours is worse. You've got most of our mail coming through your box. I'm supposed to be zero inbox these days. It's not happening. But,
According to Gabby says it was in the Facebook group, probably the Acolytes page. Someone wrote about it in there.
it's okay. The wood preparation thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So what should we do with the timings, sir, on this? We've got the gift print now. We've got a good clean scan. We're clear that we're going to be able to do this. Any doubt has now been removed.
Yeah, it's
The girls
printable.
upstairs going to be able to do it. So next Tuesday I'll do another batch of 150 on the key block. So,
Right.
so we're up and running on this
Yeah.
now. So what should we do with the timing and everything else? It's now October. The target zone was October 10th to October 20th.
And it's the 17th, so we're
17th.
on the tail end of that target period.
Yeah, I mean, the little negative, there's a negative in if we open the page now,
Yeah.
it's Moko Hankan's annual gift print, woodblock.com annual gift print. I mean, what we're doing is we're selling it's Christmas, buy your Christmas presents now, and I hate when those stores start sending the stuff 6 months in advance, do your Christmas shopping now, But that's sort of what we're doing,
Yeah.
That's
But
what we're
we
calling it, a
also
gift
need
print, we don't call it a Christmas
Heads up
gift.
for producing and shipping and everything, so that not everyone buys it in
Well,
the
also
last
shipping.
few
So we
weeks.
are overseas. If people are doing this as a gift,
Yeah.
buying it from overseas
We
2 days in advance is not such a good idea.
Right.
So
Often it makes it within 2 weeks, but sometimes people get 5 or 6 weeks, and we're not sure why, but things get lost in the postal system. So I think
So I sort of
having a bit
wrestle
a
with
heads
this.
up
Yeah,
is good.
I've wrestled with it every year, and I think I used to do it November, whatever, and it just didn't work because people had no time to do it, to get organized. I'm just a little nervous about looking like it. Here we are. It's Christmas time. People buy your stuff now, and it's October.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's why I don't mention the word Christmas on that page. It's just the annual gift print, whatever.
So I think it's still a safe time to do it. But
Yeah.
let's see what anyone else says. Documents. Using camellia oil to make the and rub more smoothly on the paper. John Becker says, by necessity, you have to put it out early to get it to show up in time. Yeah, because of the shipping.
Well, yeah, it's everything. It's people think about it and then ship it.
Quoting Gummy says people do their fruitcakes 1 year in advance. I haven't heard about that, but
Oh, I think that's like you got to let it sit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's an actual recipe.
yeah.
Prepare this, mix that. Let sit for 1 year.
Let's
come back and finish mixing it. I mean, that's something I miss by living in Japan. I never get anything fruitcake anymore. There are people over there who despise it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Uncle John sent us the annual fruitcake, and how do we do it? Well, let's use it as a garage doorstop or something. You hear that
Yes,
kind of
I've
story.
heard
You hear
that
that kind of story. But I actually like a nice one. And there used to be a guy when I worked for the music store. The owner was Bill. So he had a friend in America who did. He sent him this giant fruitcake, and Bill despised it. So no problem. I just waited every year. Bill said, "You want it again this year?" I said, "Yeah, we love that thing." He says, "How could you eat that stuff?" And I'm like, "Whatever. You slice it thin, have some tea, and it's real nice." So I used to get a good big fat one every year.
Nice.
I'm here now. I mean, they can be pretty hard and grotesque, but they can also be really
Sit
nice.
and soak it in brandy and then baste it regularly. It sounds like a big
They were talking about
project.
how you make it or how you eat it.
Making it, I think. Oh, okay. I know.
You're part of the world where you're from. Did you do that sort of thing at Christmas time or nothing?
No, not fruitcakes. We did often turkey's Thanksgiving, and then either ham or sometimes we duck, some other fowl for dinner in Christmas, which was fun.
You're talking about Thanksgiving. It's funny because I got a picture.
American Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we got a picture from a friend of my mother's over in Canada, and they had their Thanksgiving dinner.
That's right.
Because it's Canadians,
Yeah.
it's a little chilly up there, so they do it earlier than you guys do it.
Yeah.
So my mother had. There's my mother. They invited my mother because they're friends of hers. So this little old lady, she must be here. I saw the picture. Mom, Phil sent. She's here today. Phil sent the picture to me of the Thanksgiving dinner, and there's this British type family with the table covered with roast beef and Yorkshire pudding and bacon, all this kind of stuff.
Yum.
So my mother's there at the end of the table. So the year-end holiday season is up and running.
Yeah.
In that part of the world, So.
It's official. The regular Twitch viewers have the mission of flooding Mokuhankan with fruitcakes for the holiday.
Oh my God! Is that?
Customs will be suspicious.
No. Wait a minute. So God, I didn't think about that. I'm sorry. We should have.
You've just begged the entire world for fruitcakes.
That's not what I meant. My brain doesn't work that way. I'm sorry. What have I done?
No harmful agent can live in a fruitcake. I don't think anything can live in a fruitcake, so they shouldn't worry about importing.
What have I done?
I think it'll be fine. Oh, your mother jumped in. She said it was a nice dinner with good friends.
It seems so. So, I know, yeah. I know. He sent two pictures. He sent a picture of the table with all the guests, my mother at the end there, and then he sent a close-up of Yorkshire puddings. I know. I'm not going to say anything like I missed that or whatever. That was part of our life. When I was a kid growing up, I know it was it was a British family, of course, living in Canada, but a British family, and my mother was 100%, the whole homemaker.
Yeah.
You know? When we got home every day, there's like cookies and milk and stuff waiting for us and that kind of stuff.
Yum.
And the food and stuff was sometimes, it was very regular. Sunday evening was roast beef and Yorkshire pudding, you know, absolutely. That was the way it was done. I know nobody would ever thought of something different. And we grew up with a very steady. So to see that spread in that photograph from Phil the other day.
It's home.
Whatever. I mean, I can't say I miss it. I'm grown up. I'm in a different world right now. But to see that, I remember those days. I remember those days, you know. So.
Phil was so proud of his puddings, your mother says.
Well, that was what I was going to ask. And I thought maybe the reason he sent me the picture was perhaps my mother had made the Yorkshire pudding and taken it over there or something. I don't know. I didn't think she was cooking these days anymore.
That sounds like Phil did it.
Phil did it. Okay, good. Okay, cool.
Here come the fruitcakes. Can Mother Bull send you a fruitcake? No, it has to sit for a year. It's too late.
Oh, the young man we're talking about, Phil here, he's not part of the stream and like this. He's a young musician. He's from Britain, and he had become friends with my dad some years ago. I guess they became buddies, even though they're 2 generations apart. Like Phil is like my kid's age.
Okay.
And, you know, my father's my father, so.
Right.
But they became friends, and when Phil emigrated to Canada, they were in touch there in Vancouver. And Dad couldn't really like help him in his music career, because Dad's career in Vancouver was a generation. It's long gone now. It's the saxophone big band generation.
Right.
And Phil is a guitar bass player working in a modern environment. So Dad couldn't like help him get work or stuff like
connections.
that. But they became buddies and this and that. And they used to sort of jam together on the guitar. You know, my dad in his retirement was learning. He was playing with guitar. Cool. For fun, and Phil could help him with this. Yeah. And Phil didn't read music, so my dad was sort of helping him, coaching him in reading music, stuff like that. So the two of them became buddies.
Yeah.
And Phil now, he's really, really helping. Well, I'm here 5,000 miles away from my mother,
right,
who's living by herself, and it's okay. My sister is nearby also, but Phil is really standing in. He's been a super good family friend, helping out my mom and keeping in touch with her. And but he's in a music world that I have no knowledge of whatsoever. You know, it's,
Everyone does holidays differently. So the Christmas dinner at my house is by myself, probably leftovers from wherever I ate out most recently. But a friend sometimes brings leftovers from her mom's cooking, because her mom's always cooking too much. So, yeah.
Well, here in Japan, of course, Christmas is a really sort of a strange beast. You know?
It is indeed.
For someone like you who is religious, Christmas has a meaning. You're going to have to take care of it by yourself. You and your own church groups, you don't have to sort of handle it on your own. Because the Christmas you see out in the community here is nothing that's irrelevant to you at all. You know? So. And someone like me who's not a Christian, Christmas was the kids and the Santa Claus and the special dinners and stuff. That's all it was for us, you know. And that's not part of my life now because I live alone. So for me, Christmas just, today's 25th. So good. There's 6 print parties to do, and away we go, you know. So
yeah. KFC for Christmas.
Yeah, of course there's that. Yeah.
Funny. I haven't noticed it yet, but I remember last year, I think around this time, I'll check. I ride my bike past a KFC between home and the train station every day. And really early every year, they put up a big sign saying, taking reservations for Christmas dinners. So they must bring in a ton of staff Christmas morning to make all this food and then deliver it to Christmas Day.
I think it's a blessing in disguise, or it's what's the word for it? It's a really good promotion for them, but then nobody goes to KFC for the next 6 weeks. Because really, with no exaggeration, because it's a Christmas Day thing. Yeah. Nobody would go December the 28th or the 29th or January the 3rd.
We just had it last week.
So exactly. So they must be deserted for the next 6 weeks before it comes back to a normal part of people's rotation. You know.
So it's a hectic one day and then.
Yeah. So I doubt that they actually make a bunch of money on it. You know, I don't know. But it keeps their name in the public. You know, it's the general advertising value for them must be huge.
Oh yeah.
Even though I would think perhaps they lose money on the thing itself. I would guess. I don't know. Looking from outside. They probably got a bit off more. They didn't realize what was going to happen to it. Nobody could have expected that it would become integral part of the country's culture. So you do a promotion for your business one day. This is cool. Let's try this. Buy our fried chicken for Christmas dinner. This is like 15 years ago or whatever.
Yeah.
And oh my God.
Yep. A marketing genius in the 70s invented Christmas in Japan and made it include KFC, according to John Beck.
But was it the KFC people that were involved, or was it just something that happened to them, without their planning? I don't know. There's probably a book about it, a story about it. Yeah, be careful what you wish for, because you might get it. So.
Deliberate marketing effort by KFC, yeah. Okay. And it's stuck.
Yeah, good. It's a win.
Yep, sometimes you win. Yeah, do it right. It's just crazy how popular KFC is at Christmas. But it's not only KFC now, because even other convenience stores, 7-Eleven,
the fried chicken is a thing. So exactly.
They advertise
of course.
fried chicken around Christmas time too, and they started taking reservations too. I've seen. Yeah.
No, the fancy restaurants, they have to. Their Christmas dinner, like in a British environment, it would be a roast beef.
Yep.
Here it is fried chicken. Yep. It's the
that's the thing.
Exactly.
Like someone brought up how fruitcake is soaked in brandy forever and ever and ever, apparently. This person said it wouldn't work for me then, since I don't drink any alcohol or keep it in my house. And the same story, is it still active or has it evaporated?
You're asking the wrong guy, but I don't think there's anything that would count as alcohol in the thing.
Okay,
there's the flavor.
It's been soaked in it, but it's all evaporated.
I believe, I'm not a scientist or a chef here, but when you drink an alcoholic glass of wine or whatever, there is the ethanol stuff is in there, and then there's the grape and the fruits and all the blah blah blah. And I would think that once you've done that soaking thing, the actual ethanol part, the alcohol part, is gone. I believe.
Interesting.
Whatever. Somebody will straighten us out if I'm wrong. So if you're a teetotaler, or if you're like you guys don't drink. You don't drink. But would you eat fruitcake?
I don't know. I've never had it. I've never even been offered.
But I mean, does it cross your ethical or religious? Is it in your list?
Is
no, but I mean, does your church group have a list? When people are curious, can we eat this? Where do you get the advice from? How do you know? Is there
there's a small list, but generally just keep within these general guidelines. Figure it out yourself.
Okay. No, I'm not being sarcastic. I'm curious about it. Is that considered alcoholic?
Fruit cake as such. I use cooking alcohol in making Japanese dishes and stuff because it gets all.
I know. The other day, 2 days ago, when the Dutch women were here, Alan West dropped by. Did I mention about that?
Oh yeah, you mentioned he dropped by, but what's...
So we talked too long. I got hungry and he got hungry. His wife called and it was too late for dinner, and I don't know if his wife was angry, but anyway, it turned out that there wasn't going to be dinner waiting for him. So he and I went across the street.
Yeah.
And I had forgotten that he had a religious affiliation. So we go on and said, "Do you want a beer?" He said, "Dave, we don't." We don't. What does we don't mean? And I'd forgotten that his religion didn't allow that. So he wasn't upset. Just reminded me.
Yeah.
But then he ordered oolong chop.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm not quite sure what the rules are. Caffeine, and I don't know what they do. You're looking it up now.
I'm curious.
Are you permitted to eat fruitcake?
What was his name again?
What are you talking about?
The man you went out to dinner with.
Alan West, the Japanese painter. He lived on
the Japanese. I knew his last name was West. I couldn't remember his first name. I kept thinking Adam West. I was like, no, that's Batman.
On a single letter. So. No, he's the American. He came here a million years ago, like 37 years ago, for the 2-year missionary thing.
Oh, okay.
And then that's where he learned about it. And he'd been to art school or whatever back in America, and reformed his focus into Japan, and came over here. And he's now a very well-known, very respected, very competent painter of Nihonga, Japanese painting.
Got it.
And we talked to him. They kicked us out of the restaurant across the street. You know, we were just sitting there chatting.
You were there too long?
Yeah.
That's funny.
He's a real nice guy. Quiet, soft-spoken, competent, just endless work. His website is just reams and reams and reams and reams of work.
Huh.
Guy must just sit there all day and all night, just painting, just working. Different kind of stuff from us. You know, he does things like sometimes he'll get an order for a giant painting in a hotel atrium or something that's, 2 stories high or whatever, something like this, and then he'll spend a couple of years on it. And then, nothing for a while. So it's a very different kind of design and work and ethic than what we do.
Right. A little after 9.
You're talking about show and tell? Show and tell will take about
keep
10
an eye on the
minutes.
time. We have a heavy show and tell today. Yeah, it's
yeah,
just DVD play. Another jumped in, said the cake is wrapped in an alcohol-soaked cloth and basted a couple times in the air.
In a year. So it is, this
So
will
it really
does
does
happen in a year. Right.
Take a year to make this cake. Interesting.
But wait. I don't remember fruitcakes as being part of our upbringing. Did you make them, Mom? I don't remember that. That's something... I remember like the Yorkshire pudding and the roast beef dinners and stuff, but I don't remember fruitcakes as being part of our... I thought it was sort of a North American thing, an American thing.
Right.
Is it a British thing? I don't really know. I'm sorry.
Suga-san's in.
Suga-san, good morning, good morning. Dekita. Dekita. What did I do with it?
重いよこれ
何を
カメラ
Kame. Oh, yeah.
これ持ってきたよこれ使えるかなわかんないなんかあるのかどうかわかんないけど使える古いやつだからどうなんだろうね
使えるでしょう。
すごい
What they're talking about has nothing to do with printmaking. Suga-san was chatting with us yesterday.
I revealed the secret identity.
So she was asking Cameron yesterday, she's cleaning up her house or something, and she said, I've got this old tripod, we're going to throw it away. Any use to you? So the questions continue. It turns out she used to be really into photography. She's got lenses, film cameras, tripods, all that kind of stuff from back when she was very young.
すごいのあれ伸びる伸びるね
丈夫なものかな
結構
ガタガタ
壊れてはないと思う
Suga-san, what I want to see the pictures.
いな
We want to see the pictures.
でもこんぐらいちょっと
We were asking her, like, what kind of pictures did you take? And she was like, flowers, landscapes, whatever. We said, how many have you got? And she gestures, like, for these boxes of negatives. She must have thousands of pictures.
ナイスまあまあ高い
So this is going upstairs, the third room for the, yep.
レンズ
it's the same size. That
こん
hasn't
なで
changed
かいの
forever.
出てきたよでもね手入れしてないから汚い
Canon zoom lens, 100 200.
What's the connector?
ちょっと合わないよねやっぱり
John Becker, help us out. What mounts is this?
サイズ合う
It's a Canon lens from like 30 years ago or something. It should mount on a normal camera, shouldn't it? Have they changed the mountings? Really?
I think Canon might have stuck around for the same time, but let's see. Fruitcake is a British thing, people are saying.
It's like 6 different conversations
What does it say
going
on the
here at the
barrel?
same time.
Canon zoom lens, FD 100 200 millimeters, 1 to 5.6 SC.
It's got the red dot, white dot thing there on the...
これは
on the barrel. It does have the red dots in Canon. We could just
Yeah, like
Try it on your
the
camera.
camera, of course. Yeah, so- Do you want to put it under the camera here so John can see it?
sure.
あと
If it's a very old camera, it might not fit the new ones. They changed their mount when they went to autofocus.
No, John, here you are. This is the object
And here's the old
itself.
Canon. It's an A1.
Oh, this is
Canon
different.
A1.
This is different. This is nowhere near the same as my own.
A1 だった
This it's a 35mm camera, obviously, but look at this. There's a thing, a hook here. There's a red dot on the side, John. I don't see a white dot.
He's a Nikon guy, however you want to pronounce it, depending on where you are. Oh, it's got a flash that mounts too.
Okay, anyway.
Cool. Alright, we'll look later.
Okay.
But Connor for some bit more.
It's scary.
Cool.
よし。重たかった。
Canon A1. But I'm sure there's an adapter that could make these lenses fit onto it.
Adapters, doesn't that put the focal length out? If you...
No, you can get adapters. I've got a couple old lenses from Pentax cameras that fit on my new Sony using an adapter. It's kind of fun.
OK。
すぐさん。
ありがとうございます。じゃあ。
本当に合ってるかどうかちょっとわからないですが、
じゃあ、はい。
心配はちょっと高すぎ、何？
どこが？
今テスト。ちょっと高すぎ、そうすると出てかついけど、I don't know, anyway.
OK、ありがとうございます。
Yeah.
OK。
Nice.
じゃあこれ持ってく。邪魔だからできますね、2回。OK。
ちょっと行く前に、one more. Did you see? 見た？レイちゃん。
見てない。
できた。ちょっと where did Cameron stole? It's gone. My phone was empty. Where is it?
あつ。
Don't anybody leave this room.
綺麗。綺麗。すごい綺麗。
綺麗でしょ？
これでいこう。
そうこれで。
やった決まり。
そう。
Let's do it like this.
I think so. まだ直しです。この辺にも
ずれ。
直しありますしとかこのずれがないでしょ。We can see this. ここも見えますし。薄いライラック。これもこれから切りますね。
そこね。
それ1箇所2箇所3箇所。
やったできたイエーイ。やったこれでできるね。
じゃあ今のパック75枚は河合さん、75枚はレイちゃん。今度の来週の火曜日また150枚。
150枚。
が
石川さん。
と
今日私だ。
そう。
OK。ありがとうございます。
Alright, thank you.
ありがとうございます。
Now get to work. I ignored the chatter. I'm sorry. Are the people talking or chatting or sleeping or
They're
whatever? I'm
talking
sorry.
about Canon cameras now. I love how excited she gets about stuff. So, yep.
She's a happy girl. She's optimistic on life, happy girl. As if her character sometimes he's a bit too self-deprecating, too much. And being a Brit, I also understand self-deprecation, but in her case, sometimes it's a bit too much. But she's competent, really competent, happy, cheerful. She rings all my bells. Presses all the buttons that I would like in a person here. So. Very nice. And the confidence, she's just so good at what she does, That's what I'd like to see those photographs, because she was probably, she's a competent person, so she was probably good at that too. We'll never see them. She will never, ever, ever. Yeah. There's nothing we could ever say that would let her do that.
Whatever happened with the edition thing discussed in a previous stream? We talked to the guy.
Oh, yeah, he sent me an email. Yes.
Oh, yes. He wrote to you.
He wrote to me, yes. I know you're not supposed to say names, but he wrote to me. Maybe he's here today. Think about it. I was instead of writing back, bang, 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 I'm collecting a bit of data. I wrote to Doi-san.
Okay.
Long story short is I do not have a single Shin Hanga print with an edition number. Huh. He has many.
Yeah.
And I think we're perhaps talking about a different era. My knowledge of this is a general knowledge. The prints I own myself, the prints that come through the thing. I have very few really super early pre-war Shin Hanga.
Yeah.
And he seems to have a lot of these, 1920s and 19th pre-war stuff. And he said that a lot of these do have numbers.
Interesting.
And this quite may be true, but that's what he says. My knowledge is more general knowledge, and certainly post-war stuff and everything else has been made. And I have never either seen one with a number and certainly don't own one. Now, Doi-san, who works here, does have a lot of pre-war stuff. So I dropped him an email saying, Doi-san, give me a bit of an update on this in your own personal collection. What have you got and what do you know about this and what's going on? So before writing back to Mike, I thought I'd collect a bit more data about this. So I can't. It's not that I'm right and he's wrong and he's wrong and I'm right. Whatever. Most of the Shinanga prints, for sure, didn't have numbers and don't have numbers.
And these ones aren't numbered either. The ones,
No, of course not. Of course not. So it's not. But if I said that it never happened, then that was wrong because it probably did happen. I think the point I guess I was trying to make, and I would still stand by, is that the ethic of the thing was make as many prints as you can and get them out into the market.
Yeah.
There may have been at some point American dealers and galleries or American customers who were demanding this, and maybe Watanabe went up to it and did some to mollify those people.
Yeah.
It wasn't part of what the genre was about.
Yeah.
So I think whatever, he's right. There were some editions, and I'm right in that limited editions aren't what it was all about. Yes,
Yeah.
So. Anyway, if he's here and asking why I haven't written back to him, just whatever. I'm just collecting a bit of personal data. That's all.
Okay. So this is someone else. I thought we were talking about
Well, somebody on the
Kashiwagi-san, who had edition written in the description about.
Well, that's what we were
Inzan
talking
Rain.
about when I was doing the pressing stream
Okay.
upstairs the other day. That's what I was talking about. And then I was saying Shinanga prints never had editions. And somebody jumped in, no, we do. I've got some Shinanga prints with editions and stuff like that. So,
Got it.
so it came up.
Good. Okay, everyone's chanting in all caps with exclamation points. Show and tell.
What
show
time
and
is it?
tell,
What time? I'm
show and tell.
supposed to be trying to get some work done here. What
It's
time
only
is it?
9:13. How much
All
time
right,
do you
all
need
right.
for
Let's
this
do
DVD
this.
player?
Let's do this. Let's do this. Good grief. Height, get this out of the way, sir, please.
Okay.
Zoom out. Zoom out.
DVD player.
Show and tell. Show and tell. Show and. What have we started here? Like I said, Cameron, we got here. It's a Buffalo DVD. What does it say? It's a DVD. Look at this. This is data. This is probably as old as the stuff that's inside it.
Does it have a
It's a
date?
24-speed DVD player.
Yeah.
Must be a DVD burner to show.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, plus R and
Serial
minus R.
ATA. Okay, whatever. Anyway,
2008.
let's get to this. 2008. It's as old as you are. Okay, here we go. It's heavy, so somebody should have known what this was. When I said we had a heavy show and tell, we're of course talking about woodblocks. Woodblocks. This came up. This was an open Yahoo auction. This is not something special that I found. Blah blah. Anybody could have bought these. And what happened was the guy put them up on auction. I got it on the third cycle. You know, when you put things up on auction here in Yahoo, if it doesn't sell, you can just set it to reload and reload and reload. It keeps running around. Probably same as eBay.
Yeah.
He had them priced a little bit optimistically, 28. I think it was 28,000 yen.
Okay.
And I looked at them, and I was curious. I was interested in them, but whether or not we can use these in our business. So this is an investment in something we can get back, or it's just a little thing for our collection, add it to our collection, blah, 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 blah. And that's a factor on how much I can afford to spend on these things. Let me find it. It turned out when we opened it up, there was a sample print included with the pack. And the reason I find this really interesting is this. Let's put the blocks aside for a moment here. Am I on camera? This is the sample print. Dum-da-dum. Now it's damaged, destroyed, whatever. The era we're looking at here, this is pre-war for sure. It's not, I don't think, way early Meiji. It's just whatever, Taisho or early Showa, I think. It's a filthy, dirty print, but look at what we're looking at here. It's a double. Now, we see this in the match label prints. We see it in the tiny little Christmas card prints. Sometimes we see it in postcard prints. Some of the ones we do from the Hungatammer card gallery. This is a slightly larger. It's not a postcard. It's slightly larger. And they're done as a double. Let me find the key block here.
You can have, that's no DVD player.
No, that's right. That's right. I want
station
my money back. Yes, yes. I got a 24-speed DVD player. I want my money back. Here we are. Here's the key block. Can you maybe, support those and lay them down or something like that. Here's the key. And this is nicely carved and it is nicely preserved. And I take a
I'll
look
zoom in a bit, yeah.
Yeah. Keep zooming on like the area here near the, here we go. It's a reproduction of an A sheet print. I'm reading it backwards here. AD, or I think it's A sheet, and it's a courtesan, geisha type courtesan with her koto. And it's probably a famous ukiyo-e oban print. I don't remember the design specifically. And they've carved it in 2-up form. 1, 2. So if you zoom out a little bit, well, you can see what it is. The paper, when printing, would go in the registration marks, and you print once and you get 2. So from the publisher's point of view, he spends twice as much on the carving and a little bit more on the printing, because it doesn't take double the time to print this that it would take to do this. The paper preparation is the same, the gestures for the baron are the same, the pigment rubbing time is plus 10% or something, I don't know, whatever. So the carving is absolutely double. It will take absolutely twice as long to carve this, with no doubt about that, but the printing time only slightly increased. The downside from us now, the more detail you get at long distances from the kento, the more registration gets tough. And these are old blocks which are going to warp. It may register right now if I tried it dry comparing the color block and key block, but you throw some water on here, start printing, that block is going to go itadakimasu, and it is going to grow and grow and grow and grow in size over the hour that you're printing this. Yeah. So if we did a batch of 50 prints on this, print number 1 will be this big. The paper will, the block will expand from copy 1 to copy 50. Yeah. And then if the color blocks expand at the same rate, we're okay.
But if it's different,
then we're in trouble. So this, even if we can print these, almost certainly we can only do very short runs at a time, 20 copies or so. And there's some few in it. Sugi-san and I looked at the color blocks yesterday. They are not all that badly worn. They're okay. This print was not printed to death. There's still sharp edges on these colors. Don't start that. Whatever. They would look at the pigment is really
wow.
There's lots of pigment piled up. Look at this. Holy mac! This has been printed and printed and printed, but they're not worn out. They're nowhere near as heavily worn as the hunger blocks we get. But look at this. The registration mark. Where's the print itself? It seems to be completely normal. There's the key lines, there's a blue, there's a red, there's an open space around it, there's the corner that would go in the registration marks. But when you look at the block for the background color, it's something different. Let me dig around till I find it here. Oh, here it is. Luckily it's on top of the pile here. Here's the block for the background color. And it goes right to the registration marks.
Wow.
So normally we would leave like the. Have you got the print I just gave you, the gift print, this year's gift print?
Yeah, you actually, I think, took it back.
Did I take it back?
Or did Suga-san take it? She didn't put it back in this corner.
I don't have it, Cameron. Don't anybody leave this room. Whatever. Anyway, the point being, we don't bring the color right to. I don't have it, Cameron.
Huh.
I don't have it. You've got it. Anyway, we don't usually bring the color right to the registration mark. We stay back 3 or 4. Yeah. Show me. Good. Good boy. Thank you. When the registration mark is in the corner, we usually bring the color to leave a little margin, or a lot of margin. Or what? Oops. Sorry. Yeah. So this is always for our prints like this, a little margin. And some of the prints we sell, it looks like the color goes right to the end. We're trimming them after the printing, because we can't get the color right to the corner. But these guys have done that. They've taken the color right to the corner and right to the registration mark here. So says, well, that's whatever. So print like this, we have a registration mark, but this is trimmed after printing. Right. But these guys have run it right to the corner. So the finished print actually will show a blur and a blob and a white space in the corner, and we can't see it here because the color is so faded and gone. But they look usable. There's nothing, don't put your orders in yet, because there's nothing we're going to be doing with this right now. I mean, we've got a bajillion things going on.
Other projects.
But yeah, we're going to, at some point, we'll... Is that for today? No, it's for tomorrow. So a very nice find. Anyway, we're talking about the price. I started at 28 million, and I was thinking about it, but I don't know, too much. That's nearly $300, whatever. And then nobody bought it, so it went round again. It came down. I think the guy dropped it 3,000 yen each time it went round, whatever.
Yeah.
So it was at 21 million. I set my timer. This is 3 or 4 days ago, and I fell asleep upstairs and missed it.
Oh no!
So it went out. It came back around, but that's okay because he dropped the price again down to 18.
All right.
That's fine. Somebody bid on it. Bang! Oh crap! I could have got it for 21,000 myself. Now somebody's bid on it, and what's going to happen? We're going to go up and up and up and up and up, and I'm out of here.
Yeah.
So I waited till 5 minutes before the end, added 500 yen, bid 18.5, and got it. The other guy didn't press up.
Huh.
So it cost me 18,500, which is what in dollars? That's like $170 or something like that. So, and a very, very, very nice little treasure. The eyes are open. It's carved very nice. I haven't looked up any detail on what the
Someone
what
asked,
story
is it a descending geese image because of the koto?
No, I don't believe so. It's nothing to do with a series of hake. There's nothing on it that would tell me. I mean, remember, koto by itself is nothing to do with descending geese. It was that particular example. No. This is a generic. It just seems like it's one of. It may be a series. There will be a series of courtesans from each one of the houses in the Yoshiwara. I can't quite see it. It's so blurred out here. We either have her name or it's the name of the place she's working, and there's a little poem. I'd have to look it up. I'm sorry. We haven't done any research on this yet whatsoever. But, anyway, there we have it. A very, very, very nice item. I have no idea who published this. It doesn't have the look and feel of the Takamizawa work we've been seeing recently. We got a bunch of those used Takamizawa blocks. This doesn't have the same look and feel. And I don't own a copy of the print that was taken from this. I've never seen that. So And the pigments, I know this is clearly it's from a Kyoto workshop, or at some point a Kyoto workshop has got hold of it, or the blocks were inherited by somebody in Kyoto, because the coloring, the colors, oh my God, this is nothing that we would use at all here. This is absolutely, the pigments are full of gohun. You can see it here. This is not the clear, transparent pigment that we use. This is, the pigment has been blended with white calcium carbonate, gohun powder. So this has every indication of coming from a print workshop down in Kyoto or Osaka. Oh, and there's a number in a circle here. This is interesting.
Huh.
This is
No.
What does it say? Is it katakana or is it? This is interesting. Do they all have that? I can't see it on another one here. The deal about the numbers. The deal on the numbers. I've got an old set of prints upstairs that in Oma that is numbered, and it could be just block number 1, block number 2, block number 3, block number 4. It could be. But what it also could be, and I can't in any way quantify this yet, when a workshop is making print, like we're going to do with our gift print, right?
Yeah.
I'm doing the key blocks. The master of the workshop does the tough one. Then the kids do the color blocks.
Yeah.
And what we've decided to do is I broke it up 75-75. Ray-chan will do all the colors on that group start to finish.
Yeah.
But when we were first planning this a few weeks ago, we were thinking, Kawai-san will do the hakama color. Ray-chan will do this. And they will pass the blocks around and they will each just do 1 color or 2 colors or 3 colors. Yeah. How do you pay them? Because some blocks are really easy, some blocks are really difficult.
Yeah.
And it was very common in the old workshops. The key block is carved, they do the color transfers, make the color blocks. Now before the crew starts printing, the master looks at the set of color blocks. He looks at this one, how wide it is, what might be difficult, how long it's going to take, and he writes the price on the block, as in 7 sen.
Yeah.
This is we're talking about the pre-war period where they're using sen instead of yen. And the master looks at the blocks and writes the price that he is going to pay the people for it.
Copy of that.
Yes. So the easy blocks he'll write, like for example in modern currency, whatever, he'll put 25 cents on the easy ones. On the difficult one, it might be 75 cents or whatever. And the crew then they would choose by seniority or whatever time they've got, however we're going to work it out through the crew. Mm-hmm. And it's possible, and please don't quote me yet on this, but there's a number in a circle here.
Yeah.
It could be just block 1, block 2, block 3, block 4, or it could be, is that a 2? Or is it or what am I looking at?
Tell with the pigment, and I'm looking at the video instead of the real thing. But
And it's also it wouldn't be a Western number. It would have been written with kanji, of course, Juichi or Jugo or Sanju or whatever, So that perhaps is not what this is.
or even the old Iro Hani.
Well, no, because it's a value.
Oh,
it's
for
not
values.
just order,
Okay,
it's
I
a
thought you were
value.
talking about numbering them.
Yeah.
Putting them in order, sorry.
But that would be cool. If we could see that, that would be cool.
Yeah.
A demonstration of how they accrue, and they were paid that much for this one, that much for the next one, that much for the next one. Super interesting. And it's possible that's what this is. No idea.
Yeah.
I don't see it here anywhere else. No. It would have just been put on the blocks at the beginning, and it would then be covered up by the pigment, because then the price has been set. Do you see it anywhere else? Well, it wouldn't be on the black one. No, so.
There are a couple of black ones. Let's see. Fine hair carving.
I know Kubota-san, he's talked about that, the first jobs he did. That was the way. He was the lowest guy in the totem pole.
Right.
So he didn't get to choose. The other guys chose what they wanted to do. Kubota-san would get like whatever's left over.
Yeah.
So after the numbering has been done on the blocks, whoever's got seniority looks at it. And he's now going to calculate, that's a bit high for this one. I can do that faster than he's thinking. So he might pick the expensive one. He might pick the cheap one, thinking he can do it much faster than that. Whatever. He would pick the ones where he thinks he can make the most money.
Yeah.
Or the easiest ones, whatever.
Right.
And Kubota-san at the bottom of the totem pole, he just gets whatever's left over. The one where the guy miscalculated and put the price too low.
Yeah.
And it's really going to take a lot more time than that, and he didn't pay enough. That's too bad, you know. So we don't do it that way here, but it would be cool one day to sort of think about doing that. Maybe we should have done it with this gift print,
Yeah.
Dave has finished the key block now, and he's going to write the price on the color blocks. And he writes the price based on how fast I can print. And if they can't keep up to it, too bad. Too bad. Yeah, totally go for it. We've got to wash these and wash these and wash these before we can use them.
Interesting. Is that Gofun mixed with a pink or a purple or something?
You tell me. I mean, in the Kyoto style, to make a pink, they will mix red and white, meaning a red pigment, it could be onyoko or something, mixed with white gofun, which makes a pink.
Yeah.
For us, we don't have pink pigment. If we
use
want
very
pink,
little red.
Where's the gift print, Kevin? There's pink on
It's
it.
run off. I think Suga-san may have brought it upstairs with her.
Taking it upstairs? It's not here.
So-
Okay, well, show me the big one then, for example. So there's a pink on this print, and to make this pink, there's no way I mixed pink in the bowl. In my bowl, it was a deep, rich red. Absolutely deep, rich red. Paste goes on the block, and only the tiniest touch of red goes on there. And the reason it comes pink is because you're seeing the white of the paper mixed through a very light layer of deep red. That's how we do it in Edo here, Tokyo, whatever. Down in Kyoto, it's a different story. Okay, I think I've got to get to work because I am the party host today. Teiko-san was supposed to be here. She hasn't showed up. She's still sick. And it's me. I mean, like, it's me. That's all. Nobody else. It's me and Kira-san. So this is now actually a disaster situation. I've got to get going on this. And no email, no nothing. Okay, let me get out of here. There's the key block. What's the schedule now? Today is Thursday. Today's Thursday. There will be another stream on Saturday morning. I don't have any idea what I'll be doing. Maybe just carving more octo text or doing something else. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, John Becker. As soon as he's there, it's octo text or whatever. so okay. Yeah, okay, I'm out of here, guys. Thanks very much. Sorry for the bit chaotic approach to this. So,
See ya.
hey, okay. Where's the button? I can't see it. Hey.